Wow, greetings to everybody who's had to cope with Nigeria the way I'm coping right now. I'm going to go straight to the point, right? I've been trying, making a huge effort for the last couple of days to ignore this whole story about handing over the Lekki toll gate back to the LCC. I blanked, like I blocked my mind out of it all these days, but man, I just can't get over it. I've had sleepless nights. I've thought through things. The events of the 20th of October 2020 keep coming to mind. And more than ever before, it's obvious that, I don't know, but we set ourselves up as a country, as a nation. I don't know how we can become so heartless, how the level of impunity can grow to the extent, to this point that nobody either at the federal level or the state level really cares about being accountable to its citizens. Think about it. On October 20, 2020, Nigerian youth like you and I gathered at the toll gate to demand a better Nigeria. A better Nigeria for you, for me, for our unborn children. A better Nigeria that gives us a chance when we travel to want to come back home. A better Nigeria that gives us a better advantage when we're out there in other countries, because at the moment when you're out there with a green passport, it's like a slide. I literally have to hide my green passport sometimes, if I'll be sincere with you. And so Nigerian youth came together to ask for a better country, and then uniformed men who are supposedly hired to protect Nigerians and keep us safe attacked armless, harmless Nigerian youth with war ammunition and gunned down a number of them. Families lost loved ones. Some youth like you and I who came out of it alive are maimed for life with permanent injuries. Some people are still traumatized from the experience psychologically, even though they don't have physical injury. And with no roadmap on how people get justice, with no promise, with no clear-cut action plan, they want to hand over the toll gate back to the LCC so that they can keep making money, because all that they care about is how to pull and suck the Nigerian citizenry dry until we are all gone and they no longer have anybody to rule and lord over. So are they confirming that Sanwo-Olu collaborated with his godfather and their cohorts in Abuja to kill innocent Nigerian youth simply because we were blocking them from earning money from the toll gate for a couple of weeks? Are they saying that the money that they collect from the Lekki toll is more important than the lives that were lost at the Lekki toll? Are they aware that the international community has their eyes on us with all the useless lies they try to tell about this issue? And our once revered and beloved Fashola had to come act such a sorry script in an attempt to cover the behind, the shamefully exposed behind of the responsible government that is today's Nigerian government. I'm so ashamed. Are we saying that the man who calls himself the father of Lagos for so many years, whom I once applauded for his ability to choose or support candidates into power even when he's not the one ruling, your Asiwaju, not mine, your father of Lagos, are we saying that there's a father who can be asleep and watch his children, his people being killed? I mean, each time I think about it, I don't know. I'm not okay. For the last couple of months, I haven't been okay psychologically. What sort of father lies down and allows people to go attack armless citizens, not with water, not with tear gas, not with rubber pellets, with war ammunition? Because they gathered armless, harmless, holding the Nigerian flag to demand a better Nigeria. And the so-called father of Lagosians slept while his children were being hunted down. Even a mere hunting dog would not treat its people like that. I'm so appalled that Sanwo-Olu, who tried throughout that period to offer us one explanation after the other, even when most of the time it was obvious that his explanations were, I'm sorry, the word that came to mind, I shouldn't use it. And he's going to play politics with all those lives. We're expected to fold our arms and get them back at the tolls, collecting money from a crime scene, from a scene that consumed the lives of Nigerians who ordered the bloody shooting of innocent Nigerian youth. We still have no answers. But what we do know is that there were uniformed Nigerian uniformed men that were there. But the police and the army, we do know that a few sincere officers have offered their words. We know what battalion showed up. Nothing has been said as to how these people will be called to order and how we will ensure that these things will not repeat themselves again. Already, these uniformed men are back on the streets, harassing Nigerian citizens again, and all you can think of is to restore the LCC to continue collecting money for you. And just in case you would like to ask me what you could have done about it, since you claim that there were forces beyond your control, I'll tell you. Imagine that you had shown up at that toll gate when the shooting was going on that night. Are you aware that if the Lagos State Governor showed up at the toll gate, or the Asiwaju showed up at the toll gate, that those armed, uniformed men would have stopped the shooting and at least listened to you, and that you would have been able to save a few of the lives that died, and that Nigerians would never have forgotten the sacrifice you made, irrespective of whether or not you were part of those that sent the uniformed men there. We would have remembered the better part of it. The fact that when things went out of control, you showed up in person, because that is what leadership is all about. But no, you prefer to go do photo shoots with victims in pain in hospital, and you were shameless enough not to notice the disdain on the faces of those victims you went to do photo shoots with. May posterity judge you all to your 50th generation. My name is Victoria, and I said what I said.